Okay, we are in order for March 28th for the regularly scheduled Beckley Common Council meeting. First order of business, reading and approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting dated March 14th, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by like sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, resolution for Region 1 regional project list. Mr. Fowle?
Yes, sir, Mayor. There is a list I believe each council member has received. Is that correct, you all?
Yes.
Okay, it was sent out. We have a
It did go to each
resolution.
council. I'm asking Susan.
It did go to each council member?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, Tom said he
We
got
got
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a resolution that goes along, and basically it's approving the project list that has been submitted. And it's, I'll read the resolution by title. It's titled Resolution Approving the 2023 Project List Submission for Region 1 Planning and Development Council Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy in March 2023. I don't think it's necessary to read the resolution in its entirety, so long as you all have each received the list and had an opportunity to review it. With that, Mayor, I would ask that you call for a motion to approve the resolution.
Okay. Any discussion from any member of council for the resolution? This is something that Region 1 Economic Development Council requests annually, and we seek the help of Jeremiah Johnson, who a lot of what is projected relates to his department, stormwater, et cetera, and other projects coming forth. So,
A lot of road projects see them too.
right.
I'd be glad to approve the,
Okay. We have a motion to approve the resolution.
And second.
Okay, I have a motion and second to approve the resolution as described by Mr. Fowle. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Thank you. Motion for emergency purchase of 6 vehicles for Beckley Police Department. This is something we have discussed, and I think we've had a verbal positive nod from each council member. But Mr. Fowle, would you like to bring us up to date on the, or is that a resolution?
Actually, a motion is all that would be needed at this stage, Your Honor. It's a motion just confirming that the requirement for bids is waived by council, and these vehicles are purchased. These are 6 vehicles that I know Chief Beckley is here. He can certainly speak toward the condition of the vehicles these are replacing and the difficulty in finding vehicles at this stage. It was not possible to go through the bid process and then purchase these vehicles, because by the time you complete the bid process, the vehicles have been purchased by somebody else. And so that has become a real issue. We are not the only city having difficulty finding replacement vehicles, but these 6 vehicles being purchased by the Beckley Police Department are vehicles that the city desperately needs. They're replacing vehicles that were in very poor condition and becoming a danger to the officer using them, and then therefore a danger to the public. So that is the purpose. We need a motion to confirm the city police department's purchase of these vehicles.
Very good. Chief, do you have any additional comments?
Pretty much summed it up.
I agree.
Piecing together cars for months.
Right.
Mayor, the email we all received was really poignant and clear about the parameters of the bid. We've gone through those before, and we know that's going to be very difficult for us to act quickly, which is going to be necessary for these folks to get the vehicles they need. I would make the motion as presented.
We have a motion and a second to approve the motion for the purchase, the emergency purchase, actually, of 6 Beckley Police Department cruisers. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, the motion carries. Thank you. Next, we'll ask former fire chief and recorder treasurer Billy Trump and Captain Coughlin, excuse me, I wanted to say Laughlin for some reason, Captain Coughlin to make any comments on the purchase of a new fire truck for the Beckley Fire Department. Billy or Captain, would either of you like to make those comments?
I can, Bill. Replacing fire trucks is usually done on a 20-year cycle. We're coming up on 20 years on our oldest engine, and the same rule applies like with cars. It's getting hard to get an engine now, and if you try to order one and bid it out and go through the bidding process, it's a year to get one, and the price changes in a year. So with this one, we had an opportunity to pick this one up, so that's where we're at.
Very good.
Anything, Billy?
Well, the cost is going to be borne by the fire levy and by some leftover ARPA funds, so actually it doesn't cost the city anything. And we're a member of a buying cooperative, which is Sourcewell, and they put together a bid package for all these different items, and it's bid, and then we're allowed to piggyback on that bid. So we're really getting a pretty good price on it. I think there's maybe a 5 to 7% discount over ordered price. And I think Captain Coughlin's comment that it would take us a year is probably pretty optimistic.
Very.
Because talking to the salespeople, they were saying 24 to 30 months. And the truck that it's replacing has begun to show quite a bit of the maintenance issues with it are going up, so it'll be moved into reserve status. But we're piggybacking on a bid. We're using funds from the fire levy and from ARPA to pay for it, so essentially it doesn't come out of the city's coffers.
Any other questions of,
How much is this truck going to cost?
Right around $1 million.
Thank you.
They ain't cheap.
yeah, which is pretty much in line, really, given
Yeah.
inflation,
Yeah.
really. what
I
we-
bought several of them through the levy, and, the price just kept going up, up, up.
Right.
Even now, just like Captain Coughlin says, the availability, my last months with the fire levy, it was hard to find anything, and as Billy said, you're looking 2-3 years before you can get one.
Right.
So, you think getting a pickup truck with a working computer's tough, try, 15-ton truck that squirts water, it's tough.
Exactly.
And we really can't put a price on the families that are saved, considering our homes are so closely adjacent to one another when there is a fire breaks out.
Right.
It's expensive, but vital.
And with
Captain, my
that, I'd be
apologies.
happy to make the motion to purchase.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a
Glad to
second?
second it.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor of the purchase as described,
Aye.
indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries, thank you. Captain, I apologize, when I look at you, I think of Joe, I don't think of Captain Coughlin, so I apologize for stumbling over your last name there. Okay. Anything under old business? Any member of council? I have a couple of things I'll run through quickly. Number one, this past week was a big week, thanks to Councilwoman Bullock's hard efforts and those of our grant writers. We received a grant in support of placing Hunter Cemetery on the National Registry for Historic Places, which is quite an achievement, yeah.
Thanks to Angela King and Billy Trump, too.
Absolutely. And then this week, I think Susan Miller has sent out a couple of notices regarding the Chamber of Commerce dinner, during which I guess Brad Smith, the new president of Marshall University, will be the keynote speaker. And then Donnie Holcomb will receive the Community Service Award. That's this coming Thursday. And those of you who have responded and will join us, that's great. We have the grand opening of the new sheriff's office on March 31st, which is quite a magnificent structure if you haven't been out there to see it. It's pretty impressive.
It's
Not-
about 11 o'clock, isn't it?
Let's see.
Yes.
Yes, it is at 11. It's not as nice as our Beckley Police Headquarters, but it's not bad.
And ours was cheaper.
I say that in jest. It's beautiful. Then we have a ribbon cutting for ZZ Realty at 223 Prince Street at 2 o'clock also on 331. So, a couple things. I mentioned this is the second time in a day that Chief Beckley and I have been involved with the Pledge of Allegiance. Chief led off the installation and oath taking of 5 new police officers this morning, which was wonderful, yeah. And not that we don't have a really nice-looking group of police officers already, but if you see these 5 people, they're remarkable, young folks who, want this career and appear to be very willing to take on the challenge. So that's good. And then I'm sure we'll be talking very shortly under public comments about Stifler Drive. And I won't preempt Mr. Fowle there, but we do have numbers received this past week from Thrasher, and that's something we'll, at least from a preliminary fashion this evening, discuss. And we will schedule a workshop in the very near future with those residents of Stifler Drive to talk in more detail about what all was involved on that subdivision. So there we go. Anything from any member of council under old business?
Mayor, if I may just address one quick issue, and I do not want to put the chief on blast, but I just wanted to check and see if you had an opportunity to follow up on that Woodland Avenue truck that's blocking that handicapped lady's access to her home.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know you got to do
A
a
lot.
million things, so one
A lot.
person is ridiculous to expect you to pull that out of your mental Rolodex,
No,
but
yeah, I took care of that most of the day after.
Yeah.
thank you so much. Okay, and it just, it concerned me because she.
And that's, and we can talk off court here later, but
Great.
that's a more complicated issue than
Sure.
has been
Well,
presented.
honestly, just knowing, hearing from the chief that's been handled.
But
it
the
inspires
chief
my
responded the very next day, which is much appreciated.
confidence. Thank you, chief.
Anything else from a member of council under old business? Okay, anything from any member of council under new business?
I just want to thank Delegate Eric Brooks for being here. He's District 45, and I worked with Eric for about 20-some years at the federal prison. One of the best firearms instructors that you can witness. I mean, just the way he handled his business there and helped me out to be one of the best firearms shooters that in the world.
That's
So,
why I stay out of your way.
Yeah,
So many reasons.
yeah. I mean, he is just outstanding, just
Great.
an outstanding person.
Thank you, Delegate, for being here. Any other new business from any member of council?
There was seen it on TV, and there's a nice young gentleman who works at Walmart named Cameron Lawson that's going to be on American Idol. And he sings, and there's Facebook, or you can YouTube his video of his singing voice, and it's beautiful, and I think we should support him 100%. And I wish him the
I
best.
think it's aired. I don't know if it was the official program or if it was a rehearsal, but I've seen him on TV, and you're right, he is
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think the city should support him a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, really. And I have to thank Public Works for this trash pickup detail that they're, partaking. It's been going on for many, many years, and, I think we should all, appreciate what the city's doing. It's not cheap for us to do that, but I do have an issue with one we haven't gotten to it yet. It's up on Canal Street, and there should be a limit to how much you can put out. And this is a little excessive.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, there's at least probably 75 trash bags. I've seen it on the way here.
Yeah.
wow.
It's bad.
I discussed that with supervisors, and they said instead of going off the route they're on right now, maybe between wards, they could go get that. We had to do an emergency pickup for housing today out of Lewis Ritchie Park, Lewis Ritchie.
Uh-huh.
It was a disaster. So in between going from Ward 1 to Ward 2, we went out by the edge. So they're gonna do the same, I believe, so they'll come the street.
All of us Canal Street people really
Well,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's cascading into the road.
It's kind of a fright.
Yeah.
It is. So, yeah, I will mention it again in the morning.
I'm wondering if we could send them a bill. I mean, this is a huge
Well,
pipe.
but realistically, all that stuff that you see was inside of the white outbuilding behind
That's
it
probably out that garage.
with dogs, and I saw a possum crawl out of there about 3 weeks ago that was big enough to be a collie. I mean, so I am happy that they're cleaning it up. I wish they could have done it progressively over time, but, you know,
Yeah.
there's that.
I guess that's,
You haven't seen it?
I have seen it. The flip side is, if it's not out there to be picked up, it's still being housed, you know, in a house or
Yes, it
back
is.
building or something, and it needs to be gotten rid of for everybody's good. As Councilman Dunlap said, it becomes a place to breed possums and who knows what else.
Well, those of us that knew the family that had the tragedy there,
Yeah,
they would be mortified. Those were such good people.
Yeah.
And they would absolutely be mortified that was in front of their property. But
okay, anything else from any member of council under new business?
Oh, I just want to, did you want to talk about you all winning your game, your basketball game? No, go ahead.
Well, we won a charity basketball game against the Raleigh County Sheriff's Department. It was for school supplies for kids who can't afford it at Maxwell Hill. The same thing we did against the fire department.
That's great. That's great, yeah, congratulations.
It's always great to be victorious.
That's right,
Proud of you, Chief.
yeah.
Those guys could play too.
Yeah.
Wow, I was impressed.
I go back to the days of 6'8", Gary Lively on a deputy. I don't know if we won back then or if we even played or not, but Gary was a big guy and he loved basketball.
Yeah, Gary Love.
Anything else from any member of council under new business? If not, we're down to public comments, and we have a very familiar face. Mary West signed up. Mary, we'll give you 3 minutes to speak your piece.
All right, sir, I appreciate that. Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I've been talking with people down in Charleston about getting help for seniors and low-income people here in Beckley and veterans, and they tell me I need to come to see you guys because you all can ask for grants to help people here in this area get what they need done on their homes and things. And we need to start working on projects. I mean, you know, I don't see you all do that here, like your fire hydrants. Kids would love to paint those if you all go and do that type of project, let them paint those fire hydrants, make the neighborhoods look good. And my neighborhood, some mornings I wake up, I think I'm at the landfill. So can we please get some help down there to get those trees down that's standing there. When that wind was blowing, I was looking for them to fall over on my buildings. And they don't even belong to me, those trees. They belong to the city. And another thing, that traffic down there, now we need some help down there bad. Because they are getting so bad down there, you can't even walk. You can't even, I mean, people walk in the street trying to get exercise. And I came out on my scooter on Sunday, and they were so mad with me because they couldn't fly. So can we please get some help down there? Get somebody, I mean, you know, we had speed bumps down there. Why were they taken out? We go over there on Woodlawn, we better not go over the speed limit. Maxwell Hill, we better stay under the speed limit. If we don't, we get a ticket. And nothing is being done down there. I have to call law enforcement, and I sound like a broken record. And it's almost like it's only Murray West living on LaRue Avenue because everybody down there so lazy. You ride through there right now, we have a city cleanup. You don't see nothing out on the streets. They all in the yard. So something needs to be done. My neighbor down there with all them buildings in the back of his house and the trash falling out of the buildings. And like you say, groundhogs. I have them coming down my driveway. So I had to get me something to put out there to make sure that they don't come near my yard, the groundhogs. So if we can get some help down there, it's greatly appreciated. And if we can get some grant money to help some of these people do something with their homes that don't have the money to do so, that would be appreciated too. We just can't beautify the city of Beckley, and all these other streets are looking like something sent for and couldn't get here. So can we have some help, please? I would appreciate it.
15 seconds.
I'm done. Thank
Okay.
you. Have a great one.
You too. Well, Ms. West, since you've been up here several times, I spend more time than ever on LaRue, and I guess I go at the wrong time. I don't see some of the problems that you describe. I don't see any speeders, but I don't have radar in my car, so I don't know if they're speeding or not, but they're not when I'm there in a plain marked old 2007 car. And frankly, I think the property, bless you, is very well kept from what I've seen. Now, there is 1 yard, maybe 2 yards up from where you live, where it does appear that there's been some trash put out for the pickup, but it hasn't been moved to the curb yet. So I understand that. But my personal opinion, I think the city police have increased their patrols there. They cover a big territory. Chief, would you respond to that?
We've conducted several radar patrols over there, and I haven't found anybody to be over the speed limit very much other than 3 or 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But we do continuously go over on that street, back and forth.
Yeah, we'll keep hammering away at it. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Jody Lovelace Patrick.
I just wanted an update on Stanford.
Okay. Let us give you a brief update, and then we would like to schedule a workshop with you and the other 3 residents on Stifler to get into more detail. Bill, do you want to give an overview of what we have?
Be glad to. Yes, we did receive from Thrasher a preliminary report with preliminary cost estimate. There are several alternatives here according to Thrasher. I'd be glad at the end of the meeting, I'll give you a copy of this report so you'll have that. And then, as the mayor stated, we will be having a workshop and going over this, and we're trying to see what resolution the city can help you with. You know, we haven't been able to promise you anything, and we still cannot, but we're going to see if there is some way we can assist. But we will be meeting with you and other residents from Thrash, or from your street if they'd like to meet with us, and talk about it.
I think that's going to be really important because we need to be able to give them some guidance for what they would need to bring it up to compliance anyway. So, just sorry it took so long. Engineers, they're worse than lawyers. What? No, maybe they are.
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
I was waiting on that. I was waiting on that.
Knew it was coming.
Poor old Steve Davis doesn't stand a chance, does he?
No.
Anthony, do we have anybody signed up online to make a public comment?
You have a couple individuals in attendance tonight.
Okay. Do you have their names?
We have one that is Clayton and the other is Shane Pierce.
Okay, those who are, excuse me, go ahead. Those who are signed up to speak on the phone or by their computer, if calling in by phone, dial *3, which in effect raises your hand, be recognized to speak. If connected by computer, click the hand icon on your participants panel, which also recognizes you to speak. So again, Anthony, the first speaker is?
It doesn't appear either party raised their hand.
Okay, all righty. I guess they were just observing, which is fine.
If Mr. Pierce is listening, I don't know if anyone's followed what's been going on. They had National Theater Day, and I'm telling you, I'm so glad he's. I mean, obviously we're thrilled with Miss Moorfield and all of our city employees, but Shane really does work hard down there to make that theater relevant. He does a great job. You do a great job, Shane, even if you don't raise your hand.
That's right. Okay, anything else for the good of the cause?
Motion to adjourn.
We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
go learn the states.
This,
And
Chris?